Good evening, everyone. I think we got a cue already that we are supposed to let you guys have the cocktail in time. So we'll keep it sharp and simple, so that this is also helping our audience to get some insights on what food brands are doing and what retailers are doing. I'm Mithun Appaiah. I head a brand called Wow Momos, and we are into FMCG as well as QSR brands. The food processing industry, Indian food processing industry, is about $400 billion USD, and growing at double-digit CAGR already. There are about 3,500 listed startups, food brands, by DPTI. They have listed about 3,500 startups as of 2023, and now it would be about 3x of that. And if you look at the investments that have happened in the startup field, I'm talking about only the food startup field, is about 10 billion USD. So a lot of action happening there. And without taking more time, I would want to um, start with Hardeep, on what are the things that you see really when you actually onboard a startup, a food startup brand? What are those things that you see and evaluate? And what is the process that you undertake to actually get them on board, when you're getting them into your store? Considering your store is also a high profile store where a lot of startups would want to be featured, what are those things that you look at?
Hi, good evening. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So, you know, before you start to look at any product that's in front of you and you start to evaluate whether it'll do well and it'll sit well in our store or our channel, one has to keep looking at what's our core positioning is, what's our core strategy is. So, as most of us know, 7-Eleven is a very popular convenience format. So any product in front of us, we would first for sure look it from that lens. Is it on-the-go product? Is it in-the-moment consumption product? And only then it starts to getting under consideration. Yeah, that's one. Second is not just true for us, I think it's true for any other channel, would be looking at how is the core target group, the core TG is going to look at this product, the customer view of things. And now that we have been around in Mumbai for almost 3 years now and done a lot of work with customers, good target group audience, using a lot of data and camera analytics. So, for example, if I talk of 7-Eleven in Mumbai, who's our core bullseye customer? Who's the core TG? He or she is a young 26-year-old Mumbaiker, uh, young, wanting to be affluent, thrifty, but at the same time want to experience new brands, and of course, always digital first approach. So when a product is in front of you, we try to look at that product from his or her lens. That's the second thing. And to your point, how do we get into a basic method or strategy on evaluation? No different from, I think, any retailer would do, which is starting with a need gap analysis. But what we have tried to do is also look at it from an opportunity lens. In our short journey, what we have figured out is there is quite a few opportunities that sits with us. For example, right in the beginning, we identified, somebody mentioned this term called 5 baje ki bhook. So Mumbai is tough. It's a tough city. While it's a very vibrant city, provides a lot of opportunities to everyone. But a day in life of a Mumbaiker, it's tough. Yeah, with all the traffic and the hustle bustle, you're always on the go. Most times the weather doesn't suit it. Your tough lifestyle. So Mumbai especially, for example, has created its unique opportunity or a moment of opportunity, what we call as 5 baje ki bhook. And when you look at from that lens, lot of brands, lot of products start to make sense because it's a new opportunity. Recently, as you would have seen, also backed by a government notification, lot of our stores, in fact, all of the stores have started to operate 24 by 7. Comes the second big opportunity of night cravings. Who doesn't have it? So another moment of opportunity created there. So we look at these lenses and only then start to evaluate a product, whether it has a good fit with the positioning, the strategy, with the core target group, and is it helping us create that unique new opportunity that allows us to stand out.
So basically, it would be more of consumption occasion.
That's the
You're
right way
looking
to
at
put it.
consumption occasions and then fitting that into the brand. And just a fun question. What margins do you charge from these guys? Do you really squeeze them out?
Always few points less than what I would like to have.
Sorry?
Always few hundred basis points lower than what I would expect.
Or you'll charge lesser. So then the brands out here, you know what to do. You've got to catch him right when he moves out of this hall and, sign the TOT. Okay, wonderful. So Mohit, to you, your brand is into more of milk and ghee and all of those. How do you fit into your modern retail format? Because normally you look at this category being sold and being consumed in kirana and otherwise, or home delivery and all of that. How do you really fit into this space?
Right. So, I mean, as a brand, we have always had an omni-channel approach to our business strategy. So, we have always been very dominating on online side, where we have our own application, our website. We are there on quick commerce, as well as now when we pushed our products into modern trade, we observed that there's certain SKUs that work very well in that segment. Of course, products like milk, that is something which people would like to go to a kirana or a GT store where they can just pick up the product, pay, and move out. In MT, what we have seen is byproducts work pretty well, because that's where normally when people go out for shopping in bigger MT stores or in that format, they have a list of products which they want to buy. So suppose someone is visiting Smart Bazaar or a D Mart or a Star Bazaar. So in that case, products like byproducts like curd, ghee, these are the product range which fit uh, better in that modern trade format. But considering products, highly perishable products like buttermilk, milk, these products are completely quick commerce focused and GT focused, which we haven't tapped yet. We are planning to tap GT market, but these highly perishable products are for online sales only.
So what would be your contribution between modern trade and the rest?
So modern trade contributes to about 10 to 15%, not more than that. But you are trying to put in more feet into the modern trade because the value creation is much higher. In quick commerce, in e-commerce, of course, there are challenges of building a brand. It doesn't look as simple as as people look at it. But creating a brand in modern trade has its own pros and cons. So we have had a couple of experiences with doing SIS with Reliance Smart Bazaar, and those went pretty well for us as far as byproducts are concerned. But when we saw the products like buttermilk, milk, that didn't work very well because you don't see that kind of demand of highly perishable products in modern trade.
Sure. Bhavesh, what do you think, considering you heard retailers and brands, how do you really use technology from your end, really? How do you use technology to help and sort out problems that a lot of food startups face? Because today, a lot of food startups are, grappling with managing inventory, managing logistics, and all of that. And how do you get in technology to help that out?
Uh, See, I'll see, like technology alone is not a possible way, but what I see is that people, process, and tech, all these three will work together, and you will get an optimized result where you can get proper control over the entire operations. Now, getting an control over operation, you need a right system which can help to, identify where is a bottleneck. Let's take an example. I have an order, but whether it is been allocated, not allocated, whether it is picking has been done, not done, how much time it takes, how much loading time it takes, that all depends, like increasing an efficiency, you need a data. If you don't start capturing those data and just say order aa gaya, delivery kar do, ho gaya, nahi chalega. Because if you wanted to expand, you wanted to understand the way operation works. You have to increase your efficiency, excellency. This will lead to reduce your cost, and आपका margin कम है food industry में, so वो margin बचाने के लिए मुझे efficiency बढ़ाना पड़े, and that's how you can able to leverage technology implementation. This is one angle where I am saying that documentation अलग angle है, e-way bill बनाओ, e-invoicing, those are all, and when if somebody gets one click, loading is done, click once and invoicing is done, then it's easy, right? Otherwise, you go to e-way bill site, record all this data, it takes time. You need to control over those time spent on unproductive activity. Once you eliminate this unproductive activity with the right technology platform, you can actually leverage and expand your business, because फिर पूरा ध्यान उस पे चले जाएगा कि मैं ऑपरेशन कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा है, मेरा धंधा नहीं बढ़ रहा है. These are all some questions. So this is how you can use technology, and obviously reaching to a customer at the right time. Demand है लेकिन fulfillment नहीं हो पा रहा है, transporter availability and all those things you require real-time integration with the transporters, GPS availability, customer experience also can be built with the help of tech platform where you give a real-time visibility, where is a vehicle, where is my truck, the right quantity loaded on the right truck. This is how you can, implement and take advantage. Day one से आप इन पे focus करो and you can able to scale up, because एक बार आप foundation strong हो गया, फिर scaling same technology repeat karo, one store, second store, third store, like that.
Got it. So you were also mentioning to me that you work with large FMCG brands. Do you also work with startups? Any
Yes.
startups?
Yeah.
What do you think is a difference in managing both of them?
See, I wanted to give a experience, same experience what large enterprises are using. I wanted to give a same experience to a small startups, because that's why we build a cloud-based supply chain management system. So pay-as-you-go model, which is easier. So because supply for a startup, like cost is a constraint, people is a constraint. So if you can't afford crores rupees of product, so that's how we give pay-as-you-go model.
Great. So Siddhesh, to you guys are doing a great job already, and with some premium stores in Mumbai. What do you see? What do you see new age brands doing? What is that thing different that they're doing? What are your views? And if you can even quote some examples, that'll be great.
So our DNA, ourselves, we got started by being an omni-channel setup, being a hybrid superstore, catering essentials. We, at our core, believe to have open doors for all early startup brands, majorly for food. The thing is that we are trying to give as much data as possible to them. There are only two things that actually is in between you and your products to take up from the shelves, right? To come to know what your customer insight is. Today, customer is interested to know, pick it up, see what's behind the package. Right? That's what is we've seen. So there are two things which we are taking an effort on working very closely with new age brands. Is first to give them access. Second is we are asking them and pushing them to please be there and educate the customers, right? Speak with the customers, see if it is flying off or not. And we are trying to give them data as much as possible while they're selling it to us. It's very important for them to get the secondary sales data, right? Why is it moving? What's the customer inside? And I believe That'll happen only if you're able to speak with them on ground, while we are also sharing the data online. So we're working with early brands who are, coming up with innovative solutions. Like one of the brand called as Clean. It's a laundry detergent pod, right? They just reached out and we immediately gave them access. And to our surprise, rather than us having any apprehension if it's going to be adopted or not, we let the customers decide. And it has picked up pretty nicely now because of two things: giving them the access to speak to these customers while we are setting up the distribution touch points, be it online or be it offline. But we're also asking them to speak to them through all the channels which we have, through the signage boards within the store, also through our app. They are getting the access to speak to the customers on their awareness. So these are the two things which we are ourselves wanting while we are doubling down on our store sizes, but pushing with the early brands while that's where, for us, that's where we are taking an effort because obviously new startups have better margins for us as well, right? So we are trying to take that effort to push them as much as possible while not being completely dependent on the big guns.
Mohit has a smile saying he knows the pain.
I know the pain.
He knows the pain. Anyway, so that was good. One more question there. Where you said you also do, you supply into homes, or you have a platform which has like a e-commerce.
No, so we are a hybrid superstore, which provides experience in store shopping and last minute, 10-minute convenience through our app. So we do deliveries with our own network, our own riders from our stores. But what I believe where India is going is convenience is rising, but trust is something which has to be created first. So the offline touch points are actually for the one which trust is immediately created. And for last minute ordering, we have to be there. So they remember us.
But for FMCG, do you really think, because the brand is the trust, so do you think there is a trust deficit if they are buying online or offline?
No, I'm saying the first touch point to generate the trust. If I'm seeing something, there's a touch and feel. At the end, where we are today as an Indian society, we still need that touch and feel for adopting. But for repeatability, it will follow online for sure.
What do you think, Harmeet, about this? Because I somehow feel that for brands, when you're on a retail shelf on a brand, the brand is what is trust. The retailer is providing a platform rather. But do you think the retailer also brings in trust for brands?
For sure, it brings in trust. In fact, a product, just a product on its own, will not move. Because, for example, who takes care of the experience? Yeah, and it will be incorrect to say or assume that a customer who walks into any store, our store, or anyone else's store, they are not coming with a very singular purpose. They want to get a 360-degree, a holistic experience along with the products and being part of it. So just placing products, great products, alone is not enough today. A lot more has to be done, and that's where this common meeting place of new age brand with a right-minded, like-minded retailer comes together and provides that experience for that product to do well and for both to do well eventually.
I will also add here, like, all these stores, they are like a micro banks where these, along with the experience, they come and they buy something with some credits. So that gives an added advantage to them.
Yeah, I remember Nielsen data which said that 76% of shopper decision is happening inside the store.
Absolutely.
And this I read.
We underestimate the value of impulse.
And this I read in 2017. So maybe, that's changed dramatically now. Everything happens inside. Inside
we
the
become
store.
more indecisive as we enter the store.
Correct.
And that suits us.
Correct. I myself shop a lot while I don't go to supermarkets a lot other than going for market visits. But when I shop online a lot, grocery. I want to buy, milk and some eggs, and I end up buying some 2,000 rupee worth of stuff, which ends up being in the fridge. So I understand, yes, totally. So Zia, to you next, you You have a good set of supermarkets. Regionally, Hyderabad is, taking on, I think, most national retailers, and they're known for creating retail and shopping experience there. What are your views on these regional brands? What are they doing? What are your views on those? Any startups
The
and examples?
regional brands, in my opinion, I feel they are doing very good. And a category like coconut water, it's been rising so much since like past 5 6 years. And the advantage of coconut water is like there's no age limit. Like a 10-year-old and a 60-year-old consumes the coconut water. So coconut water day by day is rising, and I feel tea as a category also is rising, and regional players, though there are many big players in tea, but still regional players are coming with multiple flavors. If you see, there are more than 100 plus flavors in green teas, and I see blue tea booming in the market. So there's a lot of scope for the regional players as well, and they should have the right channel of distribution. And the new age startups, people are doing it. They are doing with good packaging, and they are doing good marketing, but their distribution channel is the place where they are lacking. And I feel we need to have that traditional approach towards the distribution channel. And on the same hand, we need to have the right technology so that we can place the brand in the right platform. Like a brand like Super You by Ranveer Singh has done like 100 crores in 6 months, and they are killing it. In Hyderabad also, like I have seen the massive growth. Like it's in 6 months only, so everyone can
Do,
see.
do you sell that brand in your store?
Definitely, yeah.
Huh? Okay, wonderful. Okay, great.
We also as supermarkets, we entertain all the new age startups. So we don't take any listing fees from them. We give them full accessibility. So we are, I think in Hyderabad, RedRose is the one supermarket which has the multiple new SKUs coming every month.
Wonderful. Good. I hope you stay with that and not charge listing fees and, strangle brands. Just joking. But anyway, so it's been good, hearing out to all your views. Now, I just want just two words from you guys. Just two words. I don't want any explanation. That's to summarize. We have 8 minutes left, but it'd be great to summarize. What are those two things that you think that food startup brands need to do for sure? Just two things. Don't explain it, just those two words. Anybody can start.
Difficult to put it in 2 words, but I'll talk about one thing which is very consistent when we interact with food brands. I've been a founder, I've been in startups. We are all ready with a question. If I ask anyone saying, what if it doesn't work? Say they'll have a plan B. What if plan B doesn't work? They will have a plan C. Rarely I have met anyone who's ready for success. What if it works? Are you ready for the implosion? There are enough and more examples around us where products take off, and because even the founder had underestimated its true potential, like a Diwali rocket, it goes up and doesn't have the second cylinder to take it up further. So, not 2 words, but are you well prepared for the success
Got
towards
it.
which you have built up?
Rather than saying I have a plan to fail, or rather what is option number B,
Yeah.
you're saying, are you ready to succeed?
Are you ready to succeed?
Wonderful.
Philosophical, but
No, perfect. I think it's a very, very, not profound, but very, very a realistic point. I don't think too many people think that route at all. Next.
On the two things, one is very clear of keeping your ear onto the ground, be in front of the customers, hear the customers. Second, rather than taking months, iterate in weeks. Right? You have a build, measure, learn cycle, make it faster.
Wonderful. So listen to consumers and action things out faster than you think you should, rather.
Get the right distribution channel, and on the same hand, work on maintain the quality consistency.
Distribution channel and consistency in quality. Okay.
they have spoken. I mean, they have covered almost all the points, but I would say build a solid supply chain. I mean, that is very crucial for any food startup. And fight for your margins with retailers. I mean, if you're a startup, they're going to uh, steal your margins, and they're going to ask you to put in a lot of funds in marketing, etc., etc., etc. But fight for your margins. I mean, it will help you live another day. That is something which is very important.
Sure, sure, sure. I won't brood too much on that, but sure, okay.
I would say don't burn, make profits.
You said don't burn.
Yeah, make profits.
Okay, so we have had totally contrast views. I really can't technically summarize, and this I think will go on and on. But I think all of them are very, very relevant points. I heard about distribution for sure. My view is that you need to have a great product for sure. If you don't have a great product, someday it'll not work. You have a great product, and points which most of them have told here really matter. Distribution for sure for a FMCG startup or a food brand does matter. And now with quick commerce, with e-commerce, all coming into fray, distribution has become relatively easy. For example, we scaled to about 400 towns and cities just in 6 months, just because of quick commerce, and Reliance obviously. So distribution is very important. The product is important, and like what Armit said, be ready for explosion. I think that's a very, very valid stuff, because even we've realized that we've done something we thought itna hi hoga, it actually did 10x, and we didn't have anything ready on the back end to support it. So very, very valid points. Great learning for me myself. We have another, I think, 4 minutes left, and we can keep this open to the audience to ask us questions.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shamika Suntankar from Pune, from Samarth Impex. We are making, manufacturing moringa products, healthy products, yet tasty one, under the brand name Desi. So we are just 6 months old. We are a startup. We are actually fighting on the margins are being taken by the retail stores. So जैसे आप सब लोगों ने कहा कि एक माइक्रो बैंक है, लेकिन ये बैंक बहुत ज़्यादा चार्ज कर रही है सर हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स रखने के लिए. ऑलमोस्ट दे आर चार्जिंग 30% ऑन MRP. सो माय क्वेश्चन इज कि हम लोगों को सच में कितना मार्जिन सेट करना चाहिए? कैन एनीबडी गाइड मी ऑन दैट? Because we are new to this.
I can just tell you something, having worked with large brands and startups and all of that. I think you should be ready to give margins to retailers. You should build a product. You should build your margin, the entire value chain for your margin. Knowing that retailers will demand a certain margin. That's expected for retailers to.
Yes, I agree, sir. I agree.
For retailers to actually.
What it should be. I just want a guidance from them.
What it should be, according to me, depends on the category that you're operating in.
Yeah.
It's very, very different from category to category. When you go to beverages and certain kind of beverages, it's very different. When you go to foods, certain kind of foods,
Yes.
it's very different. So it will really, apply to what category you're working in. My advice to you is that, you should look at exports. A lot of export market is
We are working on that,
in the
sir.
category that you are.
We are
But
definitely working
domestic, I'm sure, retailers are here. They will help you if they can set a margin for you.
on that. I just need a approximate range that we should go for it.
Ma'am, I'll just help you out with
Yes,
one
please.
piece.
Yes,
Even
please.
I'm a 6-month old startup. Earlier, I ran a D2C company. Today, in 6 months, we are almost doubling down our number of stores every 6 months. The only thing which is important is for you to know what price point the customers are purchasing. First piece is that. Then from there, you'll need to go back if it is working out for you as well as for retailer. Because retailers themselves operate at a very thin margin with carrying their capex, opex spends, right? But for you, if you're able to understand, if your customer is able to purchase at a certain price point, either you're completely affordable or you're actually a premium priced product. That placement is actually the hunt for you. That's actually really real source for you to find, and that will happen if you're able to get access. Try to build better relationships with people like us. We are very happy if you are wanting to list, experiment, take up some counters, start speaking to customers. But I think that's where you'll need to find out. It's not like, if your cost is X, you price it at 3X or 4X or 5X. You'll first have to understand if the customers are ready to purchase at that price point.
Yeah.
And he's bang on right. It's not decided by you. It's not decided by us. It's decided by the customer. So is he or she willing to pay the price point that you are setting? That's the answer. It's not about, this is my cost, how much are you going to charge? We may end up into a very, discussion between the two of us, but the real decision maker is not even in that discussion.
Sure. Any other? Yeah.
Hello, my name is Manan. I'm a food scientist. I have a question for Mohit, sir. Sir, in an industry surrounded by Amul and Britannia and all those big dairy giants, how did you create a space for yourself, like being present on QCom, Ecom, and like those people are offering lesser margins to the customer. They have more scale, and in a product like a commodity product like milk, how did you get yourself into the ecosystem?
Right. So we particularly deal into that mass premium category, which is most of our products are priced 30 to 40% over what you get in the market from these conventional brands. Our focus has always been farm to customer. We always wanted to be a D2C brand first. We wanted to serve the customer. We wanted to know what the customer needs. Did a lot of research in first 6 months to 1 year. And then we understood that customer is looking for a transparent and a trustworthy dairy brand. I'm not saying that the brands who are already there in the market, they are not trustworthy. But customer was trying to deep dive into what is happening behind the scenes. So when we started by giving experiential visits to our farms, taking consumer to farmers, making them visit our plant, our production facility. So by doing these things, we were able to, get that gain that trust from them. And then we started expanding hyper locally to in Pune and Mumbai. So we boiled down to different areas in Pune and Mumbai, not really focused on bigger markets or larger scales. We wanted to scale, sustainably there. So that time we were focusing more on visiting customers, doing a lot of sampling activities around malls, around societies, around corporates. So these are the strategies which we used to get into this ecosystem. Uh, of course, it is difficult. It was difficult for us initially. We burned a lot in first 3-4 years, but yes, now then quick commerce came and a lot of channels got opened, and our offerings were very niche. So we were only dealing in A2 milk earlier, and now we have an entire range of milk products. But then as our offerings expanded, we got a good share in the quick commerce segment as well.
Okay, I think we are done with today's session. I think we are right in time, exceeded by 3 minutes, but I think that should be okay. 3 minutes, 7 seconds, yes. Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.